Hi friends, welcome to Mad's World of Passion. Today we'll see how to make this beautiful macrame wall plant hanger. I have some of these macrame ropes with me. Let's see which one to use in them. And this dowel here is from a tree near my place. To color it, I'm using the spray. After spraying, it looks like this. Now here the rope I'm using a 5 mm thickness, which you would need around 40 meters. Now this is a very good quality macrame rope that I found near my place. Now these rope you would need 10 at least. With the help of measuring tape, you should take at least 12 feet long. Now I had taken 11 feet and I had fallen a little short in the end. And you would need 2 more ropes, which is around 3 feet long each. Okay, so let's do this. So to show you all how to do this, I've hung this dowel like this. And now I've taken one single rope. Now it should be equal in the tip of it. And I'm using a lark's head knock. Just see how I do it. You have to do the same with all the remaining 10 ropes that you have taken around 12 feet long. You have to fold the rope equally and then you have to make a knot in the front and you have to tighten up everything and move them in equal, I would say equal distance, so that you don't have a problem later point in time, because as you start doing the pattern you will not be able to move the ropes. So you have to move all these ropes so that it's in the center. Now once this is done, you should take 4 ropes like this, 4, 4, 4 and 4, and start making a square knot. Now I've done the first one here. I'll show you how to do the second one. So you should take the 4 ropes. In that, the 4th rope should go from behind the first rope, and the first rope should come from behind the second and third rope to form a knot. Now it is exactly the opposite when you do it for the second time. That is, your first rope should go from behind the 4th rope and the 4th rope should come behind the second and third rope to form a knot again. So this is what is called as a square knot. You should tighten it up to the top so that it doesn't become loose, and the same thing you have to continue doing with the remaining ropes as well. Now I've finished with the first layer, and for the second layer I'm doing the same square knot, but I lift the 2 ropes from either sides, that is from the sides of the first pattern, and start doing with the remaining ropes, that is 2 at the right hand corner of the first pattern and the 2 ropes from the left hand corner of the second pattern. I'm doing it very slowly so that each of you can follow and do this. So here I'm going to make a second layer. Now this whole design would be on the top would look like a pyramid, because in the center this is one, the 2 layers are going to be looking just the way they are, but after that in the center I'm going to lift the 4 ropes so that I can create a pattern. But for now I'll finish this second layer. Now I've finished the 2 layers here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this 2 ropes which I left earlier and the 2 new ropes from the second layer of the first pattern, and I'm going to make another square knot there. Yeah. See to it that the rope in the sides are looking straight, and they don't really, adjusting these pattern is very important, otherwise your entire craft would not look nice at the end. Now I'm finishing this second square knot here, and once I finish this square knot here, what I'll do is I'm going to leave the 4 next immediate 4 ropes and then do with the remaining 8 ropes. That is, this 4 ropes I'm not doing. These 4 ropes again I'll do a square knot, and the next 4 ropes next to this I'll make another square knot. These are very important observations. If you don't observe and do this, you may go wrong and you'll have to remove everything and start from the beginning. So please watch these detailing properly. Now once this is all done, you can see the center is left blank, and now again I'll repeat how I did when I did the second layer. I'm going to not use the last 2 ropes in either corner and then do a square knot here again. You should do 1 square knot on each side and leave the center blank the way it is. Now to complete the pattern of a pyramid, I'll have to do more square knots. I'll use these 4 ropes to make 2 more square knots in the corners. Now this is all done, and in the center now you can make a big square knot with the help of 8 ropes, but here I'm not going to do the square knot. I'm planning to do this double S knot. This is I have actually forgotten the real name of this, but actually I saw this in the Pinterest, and from there I learned how to do this. Now you got to observe how I'm doing, because this is difficult to explain exactly how to do this. I'll show this once again. You have to keep adjusting this so that it looks like that symbol of S, S and S, and then make it to this height so that it looks like something different in the center. Now I'll tell you how to do this. You should make a loop with the fourth rope, and the first rope goes on top of it and comes from behind the second and third rope from inside the loop. That's how you make this S and knot. This is called an and knot, S knot. Actually, the real name is something that I've forgotten, because I saw the other day on Pinterest and I just did it. So this is how it looks. In the center, it's all up to your choice. You can make any design that you feel like doing. It's completely your choice. Here I did this particular thing which I felt was looking different and unique. Now I'm going to continue with the square knot. The 4 ropes on either side of the central design is what I'm using to make 2 square knots on each sides. Now once this is done, I'm going to leave 2 ropes on either sides in the corner, and I'm going to make 2 square knots on each sides. Now again in the corners I'll make use of the 4 ropes again. The 2 ropes that we had left and the 2 ropes of the design that we had made. We are going to use that and make a square knot. Keep adjusting with the height so that both the sides should look equal. It should not look like one side is the design has gone on top and the other one is completely different from the other. So both the sides, the designs that you're making or the layers that you're creating has to match with each other. It should be in the same straight line. Yeah, you should ensure that as and how you're doing this. Now once the corners are done, please see what I'm doing here very carefully. I'm taking 1 rope from the central design, 2 from the square knot next to it, and 1 from the square knot below it, and I'm making another square knot on both sides. This is something you need to be very careful. You need to see how I'm doing this. Kindly see and don't go wrong with the ropes. You should take only those ropes which are next to each other. Otherwise your pattern will not look and come as desired. Now there are 4 ropes again in the center, which I'm going to make use of and make another square knot. Now 2 ropes from the square knot that we just did and the one which was previously made, we are going to make another square knot like this on both the sides. Now one final square knot is what I'm going to do in the center with the help of the 2 adjacent 4 ropes that are next to each other. Now if you see the whole pattern, you will see that the central design is standing out and it is looking really good, right? So now this upper part is all done. Now with the help of a tape, now I'll be taking a measurement of around 10 inches from the last created square knot, and I'm going to start making square knots from there, that is 10 inches below this last square knot. Now here we are going to do it just the way we did it when we just started making these square knot patterns. If you remember, after the lark's knot, this is a very crucial step, because here if you go wrong, it will become difficult for your pot to stand, or to this whole planter will not be able to hold the pot. So be very careful and watch these steps very carefully. Keep adjusting with the height. Each square knot has to be next to each other. Also ensure that you are using the correct ropes. Now the rope next to each other only has to be used when you're making these square knots. If you're using a wrong rope, then again your pot holder will not come properly. This is a very inexpensive way of doing this. Actually, I spent hardly I think this macrame which I bought from the local market, I bought some 50 meters of this and it costed me I think around 70 or 80 rupees. And the dowel, I bought it on I told you it was from a tree trunk near my house. So I have spent just 70 rupees to make this whole plant holder. Isn't it the most inexpensive way of doing this? If you buy these kind of plant holders, it would cost you so much, right? It would cost you close to 250 rupees or something. Now again, a very crucial step. Now here you have to ensure that you're using the ropes next to each other, like each square knot. Now the corners here, the 2 corner square knots has to be first joined, which would be the center for your macrame plant hanger, right? So this will be the center for this whole hanger. So it has to be joined together. I've taken around I think it depends on the size of the pot again. If you're using a big pot, then you have to increase the height, the length of the macrame initially itself. Instead of 12 feet, you have to take more, and you have to further come down. Here, I think I've used around um, 6 to 7 feet here, and I'm making these square knots. Now the two corners I've joined together, if you can see this, and then the next two corners like that I would go on to make a circle. This should look like a circle. Do it in the same way the way I'm doing it, because if you keep it on the floor and do it, you might miss something. Now you can see the rope here, which has become a little short, the central one. If you can just see the rope that I'm holding, it is just fit into this, but that's why I told you to take 12 feet initially when I asked you to take the ropes, because here I had taken 11 feet and I was a little short here. So these square knots, these are very important, because this is the one which actually holds the pot. Now this has to come or look like you're doing it in a circle. So you have to see, you have to pull this like this. You can see what I'm doing, right? I'm doing a square knot with each of the adjacent square knots. I'm taking two ropes from the adjacent square knots, two ropes from each of the adjacent square knots, and I'm making a square knot. So this is a very important step. Now you see it is looking like a circle, and this is all done. Now I'm going to actually gather them together with the help of a gathering knot. Now here I'm using a small pot of around 5 inch, but if your pot size, again, if it's big, then you have to go further down. Now that 3 feet rope that I'm using here, I'm making a loop like this, and then I'm going round and round around this loop, as you can see. You should do it very tight and very strongly, and once it is all done, you have to have this rope inserted from inside that loop and hold it from your fingers behind, and pull the rope that is there on top like this, very tight. You have to pull it really very tight, and then you can cut that rope. And this is how it looks. You can cut the ropes below. Now with the help of another 3 feet long rope, or any length that you want to, you can just create the hanger. Wow, this truly is looking so beautiful, isn't it? just like the one you may probably find in the shop when you buy them, correct? Now here I've not used the plate, but you can use a plate as well below this pot. Now here I've hung on the wall, but you can also hang it on a railing, which I'll just show you now how to do it. See, this is how it is looking. Guys, if you've liked this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I would be coming up with more interesting videos in the future. Now here I've kept a plate below this pot, and yeah, there's a stone art of mine which is happy. And guys, yes, if you try something similar, do tag me and follow me also on my Instagram, which is in the name of Mads World of Passion, and comment below on how you felt this entire macrame plant hanger. I hope to see you all soon in my next video. Till then, yes, you have to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon for the notification. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye bye.